Here. Stand for pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alex, if you can do your thing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's live broadcast of the Streetsboro Board of Education meeting. I'm Alex Antonczyk. Tonight's meeting is being held in room 110 of the Streetsboro High School. Here's School Board President Brian Buell.
Thank you, Alex. Moving on to election of officers. Oh, I'm sorry. Moving on to oath of office for 2 elected board.
Can you say or would you like us to stand?
What's that?
Would you like us to stand?
That would be perfectly fine. Mr. Gibson, you have a sheet in front of you. You can take that sheet. Please read that.
I hereby affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, that I will act in accordance with all laws governing my service, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as a member of Streetsboro City School District Board of Education.
Very good. And when you have a chance, please sign.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was elected. Pre-election.
You have very good meeting.
Okay. That's okay. I'll just go ahead and read. I hereby affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, that I will act in accordance with all laws governing my service, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as a member of the Streetsboro City School District Board of Education. And I'll go ahead and sign that.
Now we'll move on to item B. Nomination election of 2018 board president. I, President Pro Tem, request nominations for board president.
I nominate Brian Buell as board president.
I'll second that.
I'll ask that nominations be closed, and then ask for Mr. Jordan to hold the board by roll call vote.
And I'm sorry until I get the names down here and voices. Who sent it? You did? Okay. Okay. Mr. Clyde. Aye. Oh, sorry. Mr. Gibson. Aye. Mrs. Bell.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. No. Mr. Kelly. Yes.
Okay, then, moving on, I guess, to oath of office. Do I have the same thing reading?
Yes, sir, you do.
Just read it.
Please read it.
I hereby affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and that I will act in accordance with laws governing my service, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as president of the Streetsboro City School District Board of Education. Moving on to nomination and election of board vice president. We have a nomination for vice president.
I nominate John Kelly.
I'll ask that nomination be closed, and that the treasurer hold the board by roll call vote.
Mr. Gibson. Aye. Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mrs. Bell.
Yes.
Mr. Butler.
Yes.
And Mr. Kelly, excuse me. Yeah, sure. Yes.
Moving on to the oath of office for board vice president.
Oh, very good.
I can send one, no problem.
Yep.
I hereby affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, that I will act in accordance with all laws governing my service, and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as a member of the Streetsboro City School District Board of Education.
Moving on to organizational business. Item A. Recommended that during calendar year 2018, the Board of Education holds its regular meeting on the second Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. at Henry Deffer Intermediate in accordance with the following schedule.
I'll second.
Billings,
It might be, I'm sorry, if I may, it might be helpful format if we say our names and then say whether we're motioning or seconding.
Is that what the name is? You're with me.
Thanks.
Mr. Kelly? Yes. Mrs. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Grimm? Yes. Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Butler?
yes, motion carried. Item B, it is recommended that during calendar year 2018, the Board of Education holds its regular fiscal year-end financial meeting at Henry Deffer Intermediate in accordance to the following schedule. Did we get a date?
We did not. Typically, Kathy did that at the end of June. Matt, would you anticipate being ready for your financial meeting on the same day as our June board meeting? Or would you prefer it at the end of June, closer to the end of the fiscal year?
I would actually prefer it at the end of the fiscal year, if at all possible, because a lot of appropriations that typically finalize with that review.
And so if we look at June, and we stick to Thursday, last Thursday in June would be the 29th, the 28th, or the second to last Thursday would be the 21st. Which one are you comfortable with, Matt?
The 28th, possible.
Okay, so Mr. President, do this.
So June 28th, 2018 at 6 p.m.
I'll
Second,
John.
Mr. Kelly, Mr. Beal.
Please call the roll. Okay. Mr. Kelly? Yes. Mr. Butler?
Yes,
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mrs. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Grimm? Yes.
motion carried. Moving on to item C, it is recommended that during calendar year 2018, the Board of Education hold its regular strategic planning meeting at Henry Deffer Intermediate in accordance with the following schedule, Saturday, February 23rd, 2018.
I'll move, Mr. Grimm.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
I might be out of town, I think I'm not sure right now.
That date is the 23rd of Friday.
Yeah, it's actually 29th.
Any discussion? I would actually propose that we just use that as a placeholder. What I would like to do this is when we complete the strategic plan, which we're working on right now, we would use that meeting schedule for later to present the strategic plan. So this is just a placeholder, but that would be more appropriate to hold this meeting probably mid-April.
So should we just change that, alter it to Friday, February 23rd from now?
I would say leave it if that's so I have a chance to.
One of them has to change either the day or the date, so make it the 24th.
And then Saturday, February 24th, please.
And is the board okay with holding that off until April so that we can present the final strategic plan?
Sure. No further discussion, please call the roll.
Mr. Grimm? Yes. Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mrs. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to item D, it's recommended that during calendar year 2018, the Board of Education hold its regular annual board tour meeting at Streetsboro Middle School in accordance with the following schedule, Thursday, August 16, 2018 at 6 p.m., beginning at Streetsboro Middle School, then going to Henry Deffer, and then,
I was supposed to say Streetsboro Elementary.
okay, Streetsboro Middle School first, right?
Correct, we're gonna start in the new building first.
Then it'll go to the elementary school. Then you have middle school here twice.
I know I'm changing it, it should be Streetsboro Elementary School and then including at Streetsboro High School.
So 3 buildings, right?
Henry Deffer, Middle School, Henry Deffer, Streetsboro Elementary, and High School.
Okay. Got it. Further discussion, please call the roll.
We have a vote.
We have a motion.
I'll second.
Who seconded it? Mr. Kelly. Mrs. Kelly. Sir. Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly. Yes. Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mr. Green. Yes.
Motion carried. Item E, order of business. As recommended during calendar year 2018, the Board of Education follow the order of business listed below.
I'll move.
I'll second.
First and a second, is that Mr. Graham second? Any discussion? Seems that this is exactly the same as what we've been following, right? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mr. Kelly. Yes.
Motion carried. Item F, it is recommended that the following be the board liaisons to the superintendent and treasurer for 2018 with membership as listed below.
I'll move. I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mr. Kelly. Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to item G, it is recommended the Board of Education members be compensated for attended meetings and attendance of professional development activities in accordance with Resolution 2003-1-6 as adopted at the 2003 organizational meeting.
I'll move.
I'll second.
And the first and second, Mr. Graham second. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mr. Kelly. Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to item H. It's recommended the Board of Education establish a service fund for 2018 in the amount of $10,000.
Mr. Kelly will move.
And Mr. Grimm second.
The first and second, any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item I. Recommend the Board of Education renew its membership in the Ohio School Board Association for calendar year 2018, marking the board's 60th consecutive year of membership. Mr. Veal will move.
Mr. Gibson will second.
We have a first and second, any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mrs. Babbitt.
Abstain.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Motion carried. Item J. It is recommended the Board of Education participate in the Ohio School Board Association Legal Assistance Fund for calendar year 2018.
I'll move, Mr. Kelly.
And Mr. Grimm second.
First and second, any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mrs. Babbitt.
Abstain.
Motion carried. Item K. It is recommended that Denise Babbitt serve as the board's official legislative liaison for calendar year 2018. Mr. Veal will move.
And Mr. Grimm second.
The first and second, any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Motion carried. It is recommended that John Kelly serve as the board's official academic liaison for calendar year 2018.
I'll move.
Mr. Veal will second. Any discussion? Hearing none, please call the roll.
You discuss if you want.
No. I sure did. She's already good.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Bauer.
Yes.
Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Kelly.
Motion carried. Item N. It's recommended that Kevin Grimm serve as the board's official representative to the Streetsboro Tax Incentive Review Council, calendar year 2017.
I'll move.
I'll second, Mr. Kelly.
The first and second, any comments?
Yes, let's make that for the calendar year 2000.
2018. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Babbitt.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Grimm. Yes. Mr. Gibson. Yes. Mr. Bauer.
Yes, motion carried. Item N. It is recommended the Board of Education designate the following firms or their successors or assigned as legal counsel for the calendar year 2018 on an as-needed basis by the board superintendent and or the treasurer.
I'll move.
Mr. Gill, for a second.
And also, there was one who's added at the bottom, that's due to occur, so on.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Dowd?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Motion carried. Item O. It is recommended the Board of Education adopt the following standing authorizations to allow for the efficient management and full execution of the duties as set forth below.
I'll move.
I'll second.
In the first and second, any comments?
No, there's just a long list here, something that I can see that looks like it's changed, correct? And
No,
all the petty cash funds are still the same as they were in
Correct.
previous years.
that means the same.
Please call the roll.
Mrs. Dowd?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Dillon?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mr. President, may I make one comment?
Absolutely.
Denise, I did change it, it's added number 22, newspaper record. It had record courier in Gateway News, I removed Gateway News because they're
There's some,
no longer.
Oh, there's a thing out there.
So I didn't want to misrepresent myself.
okay, and then adjournment. Need a motion to second. We have a first and a second. Mr. Kelly, second. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Dowd?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Green?
Yes.
Motion carried. We are adjourned. That was a tough one. We're gonna move right along.
Let me check to see if anyone's on it.
That's what I was just thinking.
Number 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Second course.
Okay.
I'll fix it.
Joe. They're vegan.
These guys are new.
They said I better behave.
Okay. Like to call this meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Mr. Butler? Here. Mr. Gibson? Here. Mrs. Dowd?
Yeah, here.
Here.
Mr. Dillon? Here.
Please stand for the pledge again. We're in the place. I love it so much. Mr. Kelly.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to the public comments, and we have nobody signed up for comments, so we'll go right to item 2, approval of minutes. It's recommended the Board of Education approve the minutes from December 14, 2017, and December 28th of 2017 as submitted.
I'll move.
Second.
Kelly?
First and second, any comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Dowd?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Green?
Yes.
Moving on to reports, superintendent's report.
Yes, we do not have a promising practice tonight, because as all of you know, we've only had students in school for 2 days. And so, that kind of put a little bit of delay on our promising practice. So, I'm going to try and schedule so we're on 2 in 1 month. So the middle school and SES are both up for next month, but we'll decide which one to do, and we'll schedule it on there.
The kids might like you a lot this week too, because there's a storm coming.
We've already heard. Oh, yeah, actually, kids today in high school asking me, are you scored Friday? You call school Friday?
Or you're blowing up your Twitter account?
My son keeps asking me if I have anything to say, and I don't know.
So my understanding is that after 5 days, the days have to be made up.
Actually, no, we're under hours now. So it all depends on the minimum hours. I don't have the exact numbers, but at the high school, I'm gonna guess we're over 15 days in surplus, and it goes down a little bit from there, but all schools are well in excess of 10 surplus days. However, as a superintendent, I do not feel that, I wouldn't feel responsible if I did not make up any days after 5. The only thing I would entertain would be doing 3 blizzard bag days like we've done in the past. We would have had that approved. So that would take us to 8 days, but 3 days where kids would have to complete online assignments. But unless otherwise directed by the board, or we have a significant number of planning days, which we can discuss as that happens. My proposal would be 5 days, 3 days blizzard bag, and then anything else made up at the end of the school year.
That's worth long.
I know there are some superintendents that have quoted in some of the dealer that say they had surplus days they're not going to worry about. It's instruction time wasted, so I think that we've got to tack it on to the end of the year or do something.
That's assuming we go over.
What's that?
That's assuming we go over the number of hours, so. We're not there yet.
Okay. All right, so attached to your administrative content, if you guys would open the 5-year forecast and then Streetsboro's CSD deficit notification letter. You can both, they should both open up in separate windows. Then you can talk about the work between those. So back on November 15th, myself and the treasurer's office, Kathy was still here, but Matt was here, or CJ. We received this letter talking about our impending deficit. So if you look at the 5-year forecast, so flip over to the 5-year forecast, and this is not new. This is the same forecast that was passed in November. But if you look down at line 7.010, and you go all the way out to 2021, now that's assuming the passages of levies. Right now, that shows a negative cash balance of about $807,000. So the reason we received this letter well in advance of 2021 is ODE's intent with this is to have districts starting to plan. Because you don't want to walk right up on 221 and not done anything. Now, obviously, this board's been talking about it for a long time. But Matt, CJ, and myself sat down on my administrators at their last meeting. We're giving homework. And we put together a very, very comprehensive plan on ways to eliminate this debt by 2021. But we were permitted by ODE to submit our plan, and our initial plan is this. We're going to put a levy on the ballot in November, right? Now, one thing I want to clear up, in the last few board meetings, it was explained that we had our two renewals next November. Those actually don't go until the following November. We were a year off on that. So the prime time to put a levy up for new money will be November of next year. So I'm going to be guiding the board through that process over the next couple months.
November of this year.
November of 2018, next school year, I would suggest that we put a levy on the ballot. How much? I'm not willing to say that yet. But the things that we need to talk about in subsequent board meetings, or we can hold a Saturday special work session if you want to. Things we need to talk about is Matt and I are going to figure out what type of, or the amount of millage that we need, and how much that will cost a typical homeowner. And then what you as a board need to decide is that what type of levy do we want to put on? Do we want to put a levy on the ballot, which really we have to? And what type of levy do we want to put on the ballot, and what gives us our best odds to pass it? So Matt and I began, and CJ began working on what that millage looks like, what that would cost a typical homeowner, and we're going to bring some choices to the board that we can discussing this. So what I need all of you to hear is that, well, I mean, the question is, do you want this as a special meeting, or do we want this to be as a topic of conversation in the next couple of board meetings? I believe we can handle the conversation in the next couple of board meetings. But if you guys want to devote 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday or a weekday, whatever, that's fine too, whatever the board wants to do.
We start out at a regular meeting and begin discussions, and it looks like it's getting complicated, then it's all a special meeting, but if we can discuss it at the regular board meeting and get all the information we need, I don't see the need to follow, set up an additional meeting.
That'll save us money too.
So,
That'll save us money.
When's the date we have to file?
we actually already filed it. We filed it and it's already been accepted because we simply have to, the levy or the letter? Okay, so if we're gonna go to November, we have to pass a resolution of necessity, and then we have to certify. So there's 2 different resolutions that have to be passed in 2 separate meetings in order to put it on the ballot in November. And I don't know the drop dead date, but I think it's sometime in August or sometime that all has to be done. So we got a lot of time to make that decision. Keep in mind, we're also rolling out a strategic plan right now, and one component of the strategic plan will be fiscal responsibility, and that will be led, co-led by CJ, Matt, and maybe one other administrator, and probably the board of laws doing that. So that can kind of help frame this discussion when we involve people, community members in that discussion. So this letter you have in front of you, it looks very complicated, and it would have been much more complicated if our deficit was going to be next year. But since we have 2 to 3 years to deal with this, they allow us to say that we're putting a levy on the ballot soon. We didn't lock in November. We said the obvious choices are either August, November, or May. So the easy one, I'm assuming that the choice will be for me, November, so a lot of time to do that. So we submitted that. Now, we were proactive. Matt, CJ, and I were proactive. My administrative team was proactive. And we actually sat down and began framing a plan that's pretty comprehensive that we believe that we can eliminate that $809,000 debt with some cuts, a lot of cuts, without passing the levy. That doesn't mean that we don't need to pass the levy, because we do. Our cash balances, you guys have known that for years. But we believe we have a good plan, and we're still working on it. We're not ready to present that publicly yet. But we're beginning to develop a good plan that if a levy didn't pass in November, and the levy didn't pass in May, and we're starting to track toward that 2021, that we think that we have a pretty solid plan to begin incrementally eliminating parts of our budget in order to meet that deficit. I mean purposely vague, because as soon as you say, like so-and-so, then it gets out in the world, everyone says, almost that we're cutting this. So I'm not ready to do that. But I am saying, I just don't want you guys to know that we started, and I'm pretty comfortable with what we've done so far. I mean, we did a lot of work way ahead of time, that we didn't have to do what we thought we needed to. And then again, I can help frame our discussion when we start talking villages and levies.
I'll just say that back in 2008, when I first got on board, when we had to borrow money to get through the year, we worked really hard to get a balance in the bank like this, and I don't want to see that disappear.
And that's going to be the critical conversation when we decide what millage we need to stay healthy, and you guys will need to decide how healthy you want to stay. There's lots of assumptions. We don't have any idea what our budgets will be. That changes with every governor. The trend has been the same or less. Also litigation with the city, and that would change the amount of money or revenue we receive. There are a lot of factors, all of which need to start being discussed.
I think 2022 was pretty sketchy too. Yeah. Worse than 2021.
It's bad quick.
Compounds.
And keep in mind, next year will be the last year of our 2 negotiated agreements. So we'll be looking at negotiations next year. Traditionally, there's been a cost associated with that. I can't predict. But again, that actually was part of the plan that CDA put together, talking about what are some things that we can do, what we can look at to help eliminate this budget and not harm education in Streetsboro.
Is that implemented in the 5-year forecast on it? Increases?
Only the increases that were approved with this contract. You don't assume any new increases.
Yeah, like,
Is that correct?
That is correct. Generally, they're going to put step increases in their opinion. They're already built into the contract.
I didn't know if they guessed it or something.
The step increases in there, but not any raise, so just the raise that were passed with the last contract.
And the purchase services, that includes benefits, right? Is that, and that,
Benefits is generally in your line item, 3.02.
and those, we put like predicted increases for.
So we predicted about a 10% increase. I will tell you right now with our insurance consortium, we're in tier 3, they tiered it. Tier 1, low risk, medium risk, high risk, we're in high risk because of our loss ratio. And so we are locked in for the next 2 years at about 11.9% increase. So that's an area, very frankly, that I didn't do a lot of talk about. Is there another option out there? But that's going to have to involve work on the 3 of us, and then also going to the associations involved in that. This is all very preliminary, but that's a huge cost item.
And I know it's a big cost to almost every organization, but I know that one thing that we did this year in our company is we went to a health savings plan. It was a different type of insurance plan, and ended up saving us a lot of money.
So, and actually there are options like that within our consortium, but our insurance plans are part of the negotiated agreements.
But that's
So,
next year too.
correct. So the only way you can change our current carrier, provider, whatever, and along with that, then the benefit packages, your deductibles, max out of pocket, prescription, dental, vision, those are all part of the negotiated agreement. So it kind of has to run parallel to each other.
I appreciate the work.
Well, I want to give kudos to these 2 guys because they put a lot of hours into this. Certainly, we work together on it, but I would say the bulk of the hours, these 2 gentlemen did a lot of that. They put a lot of them done. I said, what about this, and this? And they went to put numbers to it.
So figure starting that process early, and then you carry that over to the employee side, and they're working to nominate, so it was a surprise and made it down.
You know, and I told you guys this already, but I'll repeat it again too. We have some retirements and coming up this year, and we're going to be very critical whether or not we can just shut the people around. And we've had enrollment increases, but there's a couple grade levels that have lost some. We're still up. But again, you look at the personnel at each grade level, and you make the personnel for the number of kids. We've been fortunate in Streetsboro, and we anticipate this in the future, that we can move personnel to the next levels. So we're not talking reps. That's the last thing anyone wants to do, but we are being very critical of that. So any other questions about the ODE letter? Okay. Next item, I'm going to pass this around. It's kind of fun. I'm excited about this.
I am.
So, as you guys know, you guys graciously approved me to allow me to use PI funds to finish our athletic project. And that finished our baseball and our softball fields. They're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if we can talk about sport, the drainage in them. We'll be playing in the monsoon when everyone else is watching us. We have unbelievable dugouts. We have upgraded backstops with the fencing. The fence that pulls up, nice brick behind the backstop. We have nice dugouts with batting cages or pitching cages. So one of the things that I felt was missing to make this just one heck of an eye turner. It already is. People have already come to visit these ball fields and they can't believe it. Were press boxes with a concession stand. And many of you guys know my stepson, Aaron, is a ball player, so I've had a lot of ball fields all the time. And your stellar fields, your eye-turning fields, have that press box where there are people up doing the scoreboard, maybe doing their walk-on music as they come out the back, announcing the players and hits. And then there's a modest concession stand there that usually just sells pizza and pop and candy. Because the time of year, much more than that. So we talked to, and Brian was a part of this. We talked to Maplewood. And as you know, we've enjoyed partnerships with them on the logos and the signs outside. So we talked to Maplewood and FMD, I asked FMD, this is what I wanted. I told them what I wanted in a press box, this concession stand. That was based on going to some other places. I had input from Randy also. And FMB came up with a design which you see in front of you. It's a 2-story press box. On the top of it, you see 4 people, and on the bottom will be a small concession stand with the serving window on the side, not on the front, because it would distract a picture and picture. So we've got a side with a viewing window in the front for the moms, whoever, they're working concession stand can still watch the game. And so this plant sitting in front of you would be for both the softball field and the baseball field, and they would sit right behind home plate. Now, there would be some distance between the fencing and home plate. They would sit right behind home plate. And Maplewood has agreed to include this in their curriculum for this spring. They will actually prefab and build almost the entire thing out of Maplewood and then truck it to the site to assemble. Mr. Violi has worked with some folks here in town, and it looks like we may be able to get the footers dug for free. And then the Maplewood students, and we're still working some deals with this, they can actually pour the concrete footers and lay the masonry block in this 2 course. And then they can come out there, and that's done. The construction team come out and literally build these press boxes in under a week. And then their electric kids will come in, their electric's already there, we'll run the electric in, and we'll be done. So the entire project, and I'm going to give you a ballpark number, the entire project altogether, cost altogether, not each, but altogether, would be between somewhere at $25,000 to $30,000. And that's with Maplewood doing all the work, and all the labor for free. Now, here's some of the things that we've been working on. First of all of you know that we did the naming rights. We also, if you've been out to the high school, you've seen the cell towers down. It's not active yet, but the cell towers down there. That's going to bring us significant revenue, which we earmarked, and you guys agreed to do, to put back into that stadium fund. So we have well over, once that payment comes in, we have well over $350,000 that we could use $30,000 of to build these press boxes. However, Lowe's has expressed interest in the past about donating, possibly donating materials. We also have an organization that would love to have some naming rights. We heard talk about the American Legion. And they talked about wanting to donate some money, maybe have ball fields named American Legion Field or Legion Field. So Randy TV Bond, we just received yesterday, just got these yesterday, the final materials list of every single thing we need to have in nails. And a cost, and an estimated cost associated with that. So now we're going to go out and hit the pavement to see if we can get Lowe's, Home Depot, some places like that to donate the materials, or at least some of the materials. And we're also going to talk to the American Legion, because I think that would be a great way to honor our veterans. So if they hook up some money, we can have them be part of the naming rights of the field. So my belief is while we have the money to do this, we don't have to use PI funds. We can use our stadium project funds that we have on surplus of. I'm confident that we can get the lion's share of this donated. So I was excited to present this to you guys tonight. This is also an opportunity for you guys to ask questions.
I like the idea of involving the American Legion. Involve people always like to be material and things like that. But Legion feels pretty cool.
I know American Legion has done a lot with our schools, done a lot in community, and also Lowe's as well. They have a program where they go out in the community. Very rarely do they do things in their store. They want to be out in the community.
You guys okay with this? Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
We need to keep it simple, keep the cost down, but I'm confident after reviewing the detailed plans, these are pretty nice.
Simple's not really a good explanation for this, because there's a lot of behind the scenes work that was done on this by a lot of people. And this is going to be a huge benefit to Portage County schools in total, because we're going to have their kids building this. This year they will not have at Maplewood. They usually do the Habitat for Humanity Home, and they don't have that project this year. So this is a huge benefit for Maplewood.
And we understood it.
And so Bill Sherman, I met with Randy, the superintendent of Maplewood, and Randy, and you have to know Randy, he's like, this is not, he goes, my kids can hammer this out, and we'll put that up in under a week, and we'll work on the shop. And so what Bill Sherman did is he took the plans and had his people within construction make the plans to fit like pre-cut lumber and things like that, so that it wasn't too tricky of a project. So literally, each section of the walls are going to be your pre-cut studs that you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever and purchase. There's not going to have to be a lot of engineering on behalf of the Maplewood students that receive the plans and go build those without a lot of specialized material.
You save about 20% savings by going pre-cut too, because there's not a lot of waste. I mean, they re-engineered this thing, I think, 2 or 3 times.
I'm sure we have something to identify if they help with that.
Yes, we still need to do that with our logos. But again, I think the nice thing to do on the side of the press boxes would be to say, don't buy the students or some sort of similar, and do that as part of our grade opening on the 2 ball fields next year, this year, next year. Have a grade opening, honor Maplewood, and honor Grove.
Nice job.
And maybe this is being a little overanxious, but I think that once these things are built, they see our fields, we can play our spots for this year. These are going to be that nice.
Great.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Right. And the final item on my agenda would be preschool. We actually, Joe, Arian, and I, we felt blessed that it was kind of a, I would say, not a down year, but we didn't have as many handicap preschool kids this year. We thought, well, between the start of the school year and as of today, we now have 10 additional referrals in preschool. And our 2 preschool units, there's 4 classes, there's 2 teachers, AM and PM, are at capacity. They're actually finished up in there. I would say they're at capacity by state standards. I think Joe would agree that they're probably over capacity for, really effective programming. If you remember, your preschool programs have half handicap and half typical. So we received 10 additional handicap referrals. We can't not serve them. We have to serve them. We're a public school. So this is going to necessitate us adding another section of preschool beginning February 1st. And that will be hiring 1 teacher who can teach 2 sections and 1 aide who can do that. So here's some stark differences of what we're going to do, and this is why we bring up preschool. Through the study of this, we know that the state of Ohio is going to require us to do more time in preschool. Currently, our model, almost every other model, kids come to school 4 days a week, and then the 5th day, the teachers use for collaboration, meeting with parents, doing home visits. But the state's upping the amount of time kids have to be in school. So we're going to, with this class starting February 1st, we're going to make this a 5-day program. So those kids are going to come to school 5 days a week, half days. Okay? So we're going to pilot that, and then our intentions will be, whether the state ends up following through with the transition or not, we're going to take all our preschool programs next year and make them 5-day week programs. Because again, when you look at readiness and kids coming to school ready to learn, we still have a large number of kids coming to kindergarten that are not ready. So if we can pull more of those kids in and bring them to a 5-day week program, that's going to help us, help our bottom line when kids come to school. They're going to be ready for preschool, or they're going to be ready for kindergarten. So we're also going to, with this 1 class beginning February 1st, we're increasing tuition. We figured out that our tuition is really low. And we're going to increase it with this class in February, and we're going to increase all of tuition for all preschool beginning next year. Ours is, even with some school ones, is half of the other school's charge. So I know that the addition of a teacher and the addition of an aide is more hit to our general fund, but we're trying to offset that by increasing our tuition. So one other thing we're going to do, we're going to study this year. Joe and I talked about this actually right before the meeting. There are programs out there, schools that run a large public preschool program for 2 reasons. One, they want to grab most of those kids that are in their city or they're in their district. They want them in their preschool, again, to address readiness. But there are models out there that actually break even or become a money maker for the district, completely offset all the costs. So we're going to begin investigating the possibility of doing just that. So right now we'll have, as of February 1st, we'll have 6 sections of preschool, 3 full-time teachers with 6 sections of preschool. What would that look like if we had 8 sections, 10 sections, 12 sections, and pull more of those kids in? There are kids, pull them in, We raise our tuition, which I can guarantee is still less than what we're paying to go to private schools, and address that readiness piece. And another piece that we could look at too, any additional classrooms that we add, we can run through the ESC, which usually represents some cost savings as well. Our current program we have now is a district-run program that we maintain that way. But anything new that we add, we could run through the ESC, which does generate some cost savings. And we are actually going to run this class that starts February 1st. We're going to run that through the ESC, which will represent some cost savings. I want to give you guys a heads up. There's nothing we can do when kids move into us. We have to serve them. So this is going to begin February 1st.
Any opportunity to use federal dollars for any of that?
And what we do receive some preschool federal dollars, but the handicap federal dollars are type 6B. We've already expended those. Those are expended before the year starts, because our students are placed out of district in some programs we don't district. So sadly, and sadly, those funds keep shrinking every year too. Not as much as Title I funds, but the Title 6B funds are also shrinking each year.
I remember when we only had to do half-day kindergarten, right? In Streetsboro, I think we were ahead of the curve back then. We had all day, every day kindergarten, and that was one of the things that we agreed not to cut, because it was that important to the kids.
And to tag on to that, Brian, Ariane and Joe, you guys know that they, we're targeting staff members grant. We're doing this intensive staff development with our elementaries teachers. We're hoping to extend that to 3-year commitment from ODE with a lot of money and a lot of resources. And we felt that was needed because, very frankly, our kids are struggling in primary literacy. You guys have seen our third grade story. And when they struggle K1, 2, 3, and that's not a reflection on our people. It couldn't just be a reflection on the program. The kids are, the bottom line is we're going to choose who comes to us, so we need to change what we're doing, which is what we're doing. That has dramatic effects all the way up to when Jamie and Aaron and I are talking right before the meeting of the alternate pathways to graduation and the number of kids that aren't at 18 yet. And we're wondering how we get these kids 18 graduation points. And do they need to do an alternate pathway? All that, the foundation of all that is what? Primary literacy, period. Which is why Joe and I, and Aaron's going to be part of this, is we're going to really look hard at that, the possibility of creating a preschool program that's not going to be a huge hit to our general fund, but ideally go even or even some profit. And let's get those kids in with us, and let's start educating those kids in our schools.
I mean, that would be awesome if you could do that. I mean, I'm sure it's easier said than done. I mean, at least I think, but I mean, I'm not sure what the cost is going to be for a preschool teacher and an aide as well. But I don't think increasing the costs per student this year is going to offset that cost.
No, it'll help a little bit, but that is more to set the precedent we're going to all the preschool parents know now. But that's what we're going to do. And frankly, one other conversation we've had is the possibility, 4 years ago, when Ms. Antal was here, she made a recommendation, and we accepted it to bus all preschool students. Well, the law only states that we have to bus handicapped preschool students. And that's a significant cost to us when we bus all preschool students. So again, if we're going to increase the number of preschoolers coming to us, and we let people know now that there's a possibility that we won't really bus our handicapped kids next year, parents are still going to take advantage of our preschools because they're cheaper than private preschools. And we believe they're better because it's our curriculum that we're using state curriculum, and we know what we're teaching from day 1 to day 180. So we're going to a lot of moving pieces with this, a lot of work. Joe already had 1 Twitch, now he has 2, and I said we need to look at this.
Is that what's going on over there?
And he's starting to drool a little bit now too, so. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but this is something that I'm going to give you guys updates on as this progresses, and of course Matt will be a part of the discussion too, the financial side. So to be clear, we are starting an additional 2 classes. It's 1 teacher, 1 aide, additional 2 classes. It's going to bring the numbers down in the other ones, because they'll shift some kids over, and it's going to allow us to enroll those 10 new referrals. And that's going to be February 1st. And that program will be run through the ESC. And we do have a report. Okay, any questions? I apologize for the length of the report. That's it.
Thank you. Moving on to the treasurer's report.
I'll pull up the report as of right now, with the exception of just letting you know that the transition phase has begun. We have begun to switch over signatures, over passwords and everything from Kathy Walsh to myself, to continue to move board business forward. And we're trying to do that as smooth as possible without too much interruption in everyday business.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan.
And can I just add that Mr. Jordan and his staff, they have been getting working overtime and doing a great job. We see things moving forward quicker than I expected.
What can I tell you?
He's working a lot. So is CJ.
I'm here about CJ. Then I'm here about CJ.
He's got a shower now. And we're just clean water. Water smells nice. Thank you.
And you got a nice gift card for that money, which is nice.
A little bit.
A little bit too.
Not bad
We have a clearance center, I'll get you.
I appreciate that. I knew you were going to talk to you for that.
I got a hammock you can have.
Bunk bed. How about one of those loft beds you can put over your desk?
Oh, like
There you
on
go.
the house, all
Yeah.
After all of them, everybody.
Okay. Moving on to item C, board reports. Ms. Ballard.
I don't have much board reports, PTA's meeting this evening at Yacht Park, and the legislature should be back, so.
Mr. Kelly.
I don't have any.
Mr. Graham.
Two things. From the city, there's some changes to the K-9 program. The police department, city council approved the retirement of K-9 officer Bo at their January meeting. Also at the same meeting, K-9 officer Reno was sworn in to carry on in Bo's place. Thrive, round one auditions for Peter Pan and Wendy start January 23rd. Thrive will present this play May 18th and 19th in the high school auditorium. Also coming up, Art Knows No Boundaries, February 9th and 10th from 7 to 10 p.m. at the Eagles Hall on State Route 14. Tickets are $5 each and can be purchased online at thrivepro.org. From our bands, there were several weather-related schedule changes over the last month or so for many of the band programs. Mr. Smith and Mr. Seula thank everyone for their understanding and cooperation. The middle school jazz band resumed their after-school rehearsals today, and several students from the high school band will participate in solo and ensemble contests January 27th at Firestone High School. Well, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Mr. Gibson. Actually, we don't have much because there hasn't been a past meeting, but you are now the past liaison. So we look forward to seeing you because with putting a levy on it's going to take a lot of work by all of us. So I'm excited to be involved. And then moving on to, I don't have anything from the Educational Foundation. I believe there has been a meeting since the beginning of the year.
Actually, that meeting has been canceled several times. I'll meet to the date and if I firm that up.
And Mr. Blumbaum kind of presented a lot of things from Maplewood for the district, and we're absolutely excited about this. I know Maplewood is excited about it too. So that's all I have. Moving on to the consent agenda items. As recommended, the Board of Education approve the consent agenda items B through H.
I'll move.
A second.
Mr. Graham and Ms. Ball. Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none. There was a donation on there from an anonymous person for $500 for the 8th grade Washington DC trip. I just want to thank whoever that is out there. And then moving on to roll call.
Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Mrs. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Motion carried. Superintendent's
I
recommendations.
just have one, is recommend the Board of Education approve the replacement of any outstanding personal leave or vacation leave for Kathy Rouse.
I'll move, Mr. Kelly.
A second.
The first and second, please call the roll.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mrs. Ballard?
Yes.
Mr. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Motion carried.
That concludes my recommendations.
Thank you. Moving on to treasurer's recommendations.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the alternative tax budget for fiscal year 2019 as attached and authorize the treasurer to file a document for each county budget commission.
Mr. Field moves.
I'll second.
The first and second, any comments? Hearing none, please call roll.
Mr. Barlow?
Yes.
Mrs. Abbott?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Gray?
Yes.
Mr. Patrick? Yes.
Motion carried.
And it is recommended that the Board of Education approve the $250,000 treasurer's bond for a term of 1 year at a cost of $570.
Second. Mr. Kelly, second. Any comments?
No comments.
Hearing none, please call roll.
Mrs. Abbott?
Yes.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Barlow?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Gray?
Yes.
Motion carried. And then moving on to new business. Any new business? None. Any old business? Moving on to the Board President's recommendations. It's recommended the Board of Education enter into executive session to consider the discipline with respect to a public employee or official, and consider details relative to security arrangements and emergency response protocol for a public body or a public office with possible action involved.
I'll move, Mr. Kelly.
I'll second.
And the first and second, please call roll.
Mr. Kelly? Yes. Mrs. Abbott?
Yes.
Mr. Barlow?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Gray?
Yes.
Motion carried. We are in executive session at 6:59.